As you can see, some work has been done for the town square. And I'm also going to order some more parts for the town hall too. But first, let's take a step back and see how I got the town square up to that point. One of the first things that I wanted to solve was the position of this old car. This is part of the European Jazz Cafe outbuild that has been built from the assembly square. Originally, it was a 3-wheeled model because of part constraints, but because I have multiple assembly square sets, I could build this into a 4-wheeled model. The problem with the car was the fact that I don't really have any driveways in my Lego town. I don't even have any parking spots. All of my Lego town is walkable streets. But as that is a very old car, sort of a vintage car, perhaps it could be on display in the town. That way I could place it anywhere I could find a suitable spot. It didn't need to be a logical parking spot. As you can see from this older clip, it could fit here in front of the hotel if I moved that coffee stand. Even though it is part of the European Jazz Cafe, there really isn't that much room on this street because of those tables and that birch tree. Next, I decided that if it's going to be on display, it's going to need some fences around it. I actually spent quite a long time trying to come up with a way to use this part as a rope fence, but I couldn't get it hang naturally, and the posts and the connection points really didn't look that good. So there was a need for another idea. Then, one day, Mr. Human Helper stumbled upon these stanchions with belt ropes. These would be far easier to build from Lego, as that belt piece could just be a sideways tile. Now, I didn't have the correct parts to build red belts and black posts, but I could still test build those out of some mismatched colors. And I think this looks pretty good. I think you can easily see what they are supposed to represent there. I even added this sign to highlight that it is a display piece. Perhaps that sign has some information about the car, or it could be an ad for a museum if this car has been brought from a museum. And once I moved the coffee cart to the town square, I could fit the car nicely in front of the hotel. The street will be extended, so there is still some room for pedestrians over there. And here you can see a rough sketch of the town square area. Those light gray areas represent large planters for some greenery or trees. And those tiles represent benches. I am planning to copy this bench design that is in front of the police station. Now, with all that planning done, I could proceed into the actual build. The next step was something that I've been dreading for a while. There was a need to do some base plate cutting. I wanted to replace that green base plate with a dark gray one that would be L-shaped and fill that entire area there. And of course, do that on both sides. I assembled some bricks to cut against, and then I just hoped that it would all go nicely. And what do you know? I got a very clean cut. The next two cuts were almost as clean as the first one, and now the first base plate was ready. And now it's placed on its correct spot. And it fills that gap just as planned. And making the second one was as easy as the first one. Next step was extending those sidewalks so that they would line up with the ones from the bookshop set. And now that part has been done. I didn't have enough of dark bluish gray tiles, so I had to be a bit creative and create these colored areas there. They replaced the existing ones in front of the hotel. These new ones are a bit different, but I think they will work there. I also created a similar one on the other side, once again because I didn't have enough of dark bluish gray tiles. But I actually decided to move that flower pot a bit further back because it was on the area that I would consider to be the main street. I did find parts for 2 of these benches, but after that I needed some more parts. I needed parts for 2 more benches, more parts for the stanchions around the car, some more parts to fix the odd colored parts in the main facade of the town hall, and perhaps a bigger clock for the clock tower. Of course, the town hall needed even more parts for the side walls, but I decided that the main facade is going to be a priority. But I did order the windows for the side walls at this point. While waiting for the parts, I decided to do some small upgrades for my police station. Because my town hall had interior details from the Lego office set, the details were more modern than those inside the police station. The office set had some flat screen computers, for example, and the police station had an old phone and a typewriter. Originally, I was going to reason this with lack of resources. The police just didn't have the funding for modern equipment. But I had a couple of leftover computers from the office set, and I decided to donate those for the police. So, out with the old and in with the new modern computers and phones. Hopefully this will help the police solve some crimes. Because of the phones, I had to move these desks one step away from the wall, but they still fit in just nicely. And a couple of weeks later, I got some new parts from mail. These are needed for the stanchions and belt ropes. These parts are missing from the benches. Another dark grey half base plate for future projects. And a bunch of new parts for the town hall. Mainly for the main facade, but some for the side walls. And of course, that bigger clock for the clock tower. I started from the stanchions, and now they look great with black posts and red belt ropes. Two new benches are now added, and I haven't mentioned it, but those planters have been oval for quite some time. Next, I built the remaining side windows. I didn't have enough of those parts that go under the windows, so I just used a couple of 2x2s for the time being. And all the odd colored pieces in the windows of the facade have now been changed. But I forgot to order these shield pieces. I keep stealing those missing 2 from the European Jazz Cafe. I now also have enough pieces to replace the top pillars and the clip pieces below. I think the white will match the top better. I also want to replace these snot pieces at the bottom of the pillars with light grey. And this is all the odd colored pieces that I took out from the town hall. And now I think that the pillars look better. There are no odd colors because of part constraints. And once again, I borrowed a couple of those shield pieces from the European Jazz Cafe for the time being. And now the clock tower has the proper town hall clock in it. And I still have some parts left to do some work on the side walls. Once again, the build table is quite a mess, but I managed to pretty much complete this side of the building. There is only a couple of sand green parts there as a placeholder. This is the side that you see when you enter the room, and in order to see the other side, you need to peek around the corner. That's why it doesn't look that good at this point. After a bit of thinking, I decided to build a deeper frame for the clock. Now it is more sunken in there. And here's a quick overall look how the Lego town looks currently. Here you can see the police station, the extended hotel, the apartment building from the bookshop, the town hall with work in progress, town square, bookshop, jazz cafe, and the assembly square is still missing. And that concludes the town hall build for the time being. Of course, there's still missing parts in the side walls, inside the town hall, and in the town square. But I think I want to add that missing assembly square at this point. But the assembly square will not be the topic of the next video. You're gonna get a surprise one. I will upload that next video ASAP, but remember, when a Sloth says that, it means as slowly as possible. Bye bye.